I remember my teenage years being real rough. Yeah, I was homeless. I would sleep outside at train stations. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, a police officer would roll by and hit his lights and sirens for those of us who were out there sleeping and basically say, hey, we're about to get ready for business, so you ain't gotta go home, but you gotta leave here. I remember knocking on the door to some of my relatives' house and they wouldn't let me in. I remember having to go into gas stations, grocery stores, and even malls just so I could steal some food to eat and clothes so I could wear. Then life got a little bit better. I ended up working several good jobs in the information technology field. But even while I was working in IT, I still felt a pull that I wasn't living up to my fullest potential. I still, while I was making great money, had this poverty mentality just tugging at me. And then, clear as a bell, I remember January of 2008, and I heard this voice so crystal clear and audible that said, I want you to be a pastor. And I'm dialoguing back and forth like, man, that's not me. That's not what I'm about. And me and God are going back and forth with this thing. And I'm like, God, why me? He was like, Darrell, because you're called to something greater. IT doesn't pay your bills. I provide for you. IT isn't the end all be all. I've allowed you to do this to make some things happen, but now it's time for you to walk fully in the thing that I have for you. I set this thing up before the world began, and now I need for you to walk in it. I'm putting before you, Darrell, life and death. I pray that you choose life. I said, well, God, what's my message? He said, Darrell, it's very simple. The same way I'm working with you and proving to you through my sovereignty and my providence that you're called to something greater, I want you to let the whole world know, shout it from the rooftops, that they too, because I'm living inside of them, are called to something greater. I said, well, God, what about the people who don't necessarily believe in you? Or maybe they believe in a different God. The answer was simple. He said, those individuals need to understand that they have breath in their body. And as long as they have breath in their body, they have purpose. And as long as they have purpose, they have an option. They can choose option A, which leads to life, or option B, that leads to death. That's why you, my friend who is watching this, me, and everyone else, we're called to something greater.